So of course today's topic is important year-round. It's very important to wear SPF every single day, all year round. But when the sun is shining and it's warmer, most of us seem to get a little bit more attuned to that importance and tend to get a little bit better about using our SPF. I have made a big effort to not only up my SPF to 50 over the last few months, but also trying to wear a lot more hats. So I'm trying to be really good about decreasing my sun exposure, not only just for decreasing skin cancer, but to also help decrease the chance of my melasma getting any worse, and also just to help decrease those signs of aging. So I am going to be sharing with you my absolute favorite SPF products. I've actually got quite a bit of them, so hopefully some of you will find something in here that you can enjoy using, because as dermatologists will always say, you've got to find something that you really like to use, that is easy to use, because unless you do, you are just not going to use it. So what I am going to be showing you today are the products that I find the easiest to use, the most enjoyable to use, that I have actually found, efficacious, that have been, helping me to decrease the, melasma that I have, prevent the melasma from coming back, and also that I can just use very easily. So the first thing I want to talk about really quick are Sunsticks. These to me have just been an indispensable part of my sunscreen routine, and because I keep them all over the place. I have them in my bag, I have them in my car, I have them in my tennis bag, I have them in my bathroom. I've got probably 4 or 5 of these going all over the place, and my favorite right now is the Babo Botanicals. So this is what I absolutely love and will probably continue to just keep on purchasing. Now I have the Baby Face Mineral Sunscreen SPF 50, and I also have the Tinted Face. And I want to show you the Tinted Face one. It looks like it might be a little bit on, kind of the very tinted, possibly dark side, but it really isn't. So you'll see I have my spots right here, and I cover them all the time. This is what I have in the car to cover the spots, and actually you can see it makes them less noticeable. So it's kind of like a tinted moisturizer in a way. It goes on so smoothly. It's very creamy and emollient, but I don't find that it transfers very easily. And then let's put on my other side. This is the white one without any tint in it. And you can see that this one has a bit of a white cast in it, or a white cast to it, which actually doesn't really bother me. I kind of like it on my arms here, because then I just know right where it's at. I don't mind if I'm going for a walk or I'm playing tennis. It doesn't bother me at all to have the whiteness there. I will put it on like that when I'm driving in the car, and then when I am, when I've gotten to where I'm going, I just rub it in really well. But I want these spots to be covered as much as possible by sunscreen, because I do not want them getting any darker. So I have found these sticks to be great for sort of that really spot sunscreen protection, or when I say spot, I mean just very focused sunscreen protection. And also on my surgery scar from, I had that shoulder surgery back in October. So to protect that scarring, I will take these sticks and use them there as well. And I also use it on my face. So if I just need to run out the door really quickly, like if I'm gonna go for a run or a walk or whatever, I will use these right on my upper lip. I'll put it on my nose and on my cheekbones. You can use it over your whole entire face, but if I'm just in a really big rush and I know I just don't have the time to apply sunscreen super carefully, these just do the job. So I really love sunscreen sticks. I think you should have one in your bag for sure, especially if you do a lot of activities outside. It's so easy to forget to apply sunscreen, so having one of these in your bag at least assures you that you are going to cover the main spots that you really want to get. So can't say enough good things about the Babo ones. I am actually on their mailing list. They are always sending me 25% off coupons, so highly recommend. The other thing I recommend from Babo is their lip tint. This is definitely my absolute favorite SPF lip tint that I have ever tried. I've tried several of them. This one is the something rose. I can't see what it says. Soothing, softening rose, I think is what it is. It's a great color. It gives your lips just a little bit of a hint of color. You can apply it without a mirror. It's just got a really light kind of, I don't even know what scent it is. It's just sort of like a light, sort of nondescript herbal scent. Really love it, and can't say enough good things about this one either. I just wanted to kind of add that in there. So for my daily face routine, what I've been using the most, if I do want to use something that has a pretty good coverage, and this doesn't have coverage, but it's gonna make sense in a second, is I've been using the Josie Maran SPF 47. This is fantastic. I love this a lot, and it's really important to use as close to a 1/4 teaspoon as you can. And for me, I have found that I can get away with 3 pumps. That's pretty close to a 1/4 teaspoon. And I can get 3 pumps on my entire face. And then whatever is left on my hands, I put on my neck. Now, I know that some people will say you should put a whole nother 1/4 teaspoon over your whole like décolletage and neck. I typically keep my décolletage covered just during the day. I've been trying to wear as much, or as many high-necked t-shirts as I can, so I don't have to worry about that. Now, of course, if I'm gonna be exposed, then yes, I would wear more. But on a daily basis, I've been using 3 pumps of this. And then because it is pretty glowy, I actually then go on top of that with the Kosas. And that is because the Kosas actually, even though it is an oil, it does have a powdery finish. So these two together work really, really well. Now, if I'm gonna go in with a very emollient, dewy moisturizer, and I want to have something more matte on top in terms of my sunscreen, then what I'll do is I'll put the MyShell Sun Shield Liquid SPF on top of that, because this has a little bit more of a powdery finish. So this kind of tones down the moisturizer underneath. Like I said, if it's really dewy or if I've used an oil as my moisturizer, this is really nice on top of that. And this you have to shake up really, really well. It's kind of similar actually to the Kosas. It reminds me of the Kosas a little bit. This has been fantastic. This was recommended to me by somebody on Instagram when I asked the question, what's your favorite SPF? This, I think, was recommended by, I don't know, maybe 5 to 6 people. I don't know. This was a huge rave. So thank you so much to everybody who recommended this. I love it. I have the nude, which is light to medium. And as I've mentioned many times on my channel, I'm light to medium olive. In MAC, I'm NC 30, if that helps anybody out. So this has been a great match for me. I really, really love this, and I love that it is SPF 50. So this was a fantastic find. I also really like the Blissoma Photonic. This is only SPF 25. I would say that's the one downfall to this one. But I still really like using it. This I use kind of more as a touch-up. So let's say if I've been, I've used one of these SPF 50s, well, the Josie Maran is 47, or let's say I've used the MyShell, which is the 50 in the morning, and then I want to go for a walk or a run later in the day, I can use this on top. And it's really easy to use on top. You'll see here that it appears to have a little bit of a tint, but I think that's just because of the red algae, and it's very, very thin. So it goes over top of other moisturizers, other makeup really, really easily. And it kind of is, since it's thin and it's not really emollient, it's not like hyper dewy, hyper glowy. If anything, it kind of gives a little bit of a satiny finish. And anyway, it's just, for me, it's a really nice product to use as kind of like that touch-up SPF later in the day. I will use this on its own over a moisturizer if I'm just kind of out and about, just running some errands. But when I really want the higher SPF, this is not necessarily what I'm gonna reach for. I just really like to use it as a touch-up, as I keep on saying. I'm realizing that I should probably show you just really quickly the texture of the Josie Maran. That's what this looks like. And it is thicker, obviously, than the Photonic. It does leave a little bit of a white cast to begin with, but you'll see it rubs in actually really nicely. And I think that's pretty much gone for the white cast. If you're concerned at all about it, then I think that's when it's helpful to mix in a little bit of foundation. Kind of like I do with the Kosas. And then let me show you the Michelle. This is really runny. It's very liquidy. You can see how it drips there. So it's gonna be very similar to the Kosas. And I can just show you what that looks like. So it blends in really nicely, has just a really nice finish there. I don't know if you can see that, but just kind of a really nice kind of like satiny, almost powdery finish. Really lovely. So let's move on to some products that I've actually talked about quite a bit on my channel already. The first one is the Juice Beauty Mineral Moisturizer Sheer. This gives you an SPF of 30. This is a moisturizer that I use just in and of itself. So let's say I washed my face in the morning or just rinsed it off with water. I'll mist, use a serum of some kind, and then I can use this and then I'm good. If I feel like I want some kind of a foundation, then maybe I'll use the Kosas on top of that or something else, maybe the Ilia serum foundation, I think it is, or I'll use my Jane Iredale. I'm gonna talk about this in a second. But yeah, this is just a really fantastic moisturizer, very well priced. You can get this on Pharmaca. Pharmaca, as you probably know, they oftentimes have coupon codes. So this is just a fantastic product. It has the squeeze tube. It's great for travel. This is what it looks like. It's maybe a little bit thicker going on than the Josie Maran. Feels just a little bit thicker, not quite as glowy. I kind of wish this came in an SPF 50 because then I feel like this would just be like the holy grail for me because I love this consistency, how it feels going on. But alas, it only has 30. So this isn't something I am going to use every single day because I really want to stay committed to trying to use SPF 50 whenever possible. But this is a great one, actually. I mean, I really do like it a lot. For those of you who like tinted, like a true tinted moisturizer, you can't really beat the Suntegrity one. I really like this a lot. I'm not sure if I will continue to get this because it is only SPF 30. So I feel like I've got a good thing going, kind of creating my own tinted moisturizer, kind of, you know, combining the SPF 47 Josie Maran with the Kosas. Who knows? I might get this again. I'm definitely going to go ahead and use this up, but I don't necessarily feel compelled to get this again since it is only SPF 30. This is the Josh Roseburg Nutrient Day Cream. I actually did have the full size, but I depotted all of it into this sample size that I got. So I actually have quite a bit in here. This is gonna still last me for quite a long time. But I think I've mentioned this in the past. I know other YouTubers have mentioned this in the past, that it's really hard to get the very last bit of the Josh Roseburg, you know, Nutrient Day Creams out from the very bottom of the bottle. So that is a little bit of a flaw in the packaging there. I feel like the tinted is a little bit easier to get out. For some reason, it feels a little bit thinner than the untinted one. But so basically I just turned it upside down, got out as much as I could, and I have it in here now. So it's just easier for me to get out. I really love this. This is a very lightly tinted moisturizer. I think basically what the tint does is it just kind of cancels out any white cast that you would normally get from a zinc oxide product. It is only SPF 30. It is quite expensive. I don't know as if I would buy this again, just because, like I said, I'm trying really hard to use SPFs that are closer to 50, if not 50. So I don't know, we'll see. I really love this product so much. It's gorgeous. It really does moisturize so beautifully. It gives just like such a beautiful sheeny glow. I really, really love it a lot. So I'm a little bit torn on this one. So I'll keep you posted if I would repurchase this or not, but I really do love it. So if you're on the market for just a beautiful kind of 2-in-1 moisturizer with SPF in it, I do highly recommend it. And if you're okay with SPF 30, then you know you really can't go wrong with the Josh Roseburg. Let's talk about the Jane Iredale. This is pure pressed base. This is definitely holy grail status for me. I've been using this for years and years and years. I just replaced it. You're probably going to see in my upcoming empties video that I have an empty pan of this. My color is Golden Glow. That's what it looks like. What I've told you all many, many times is I sweep my brush across here and then I mist it and then I apply it on my face, and it just gives such a beautiful finish. So I do not rely on this solely for my SPF because it's only SPF 20. So what I will do is I will use this over the SPF that I already have going on, or use this as a touch-up, and I highly recommend this product. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And then two products that I already mentioned in my previous video. This is the Moss Halo. If you are really interested in powder zinc and you kind of want to create your own, if you use just the small, let's see if I have the spoon. Yes, this is the spoon that comes with the product. If you use one of these little spoonfuls, which I don't know, this might be, I don't know actually how big this is. I was gonna guess that maybe it's 1/8 of a teaspoon, but I think it might be smaller than that. If you use one of these spoonfuls with a couple pumps of an emulsion that has oil in it, then you will get approximately 30 SPF. So again, not quite as high as I would like, but kind of using it on a daily basis where I'm not gonna be out in the sun very much, or if I'm gonna be in work all day, then this is a great option. I really do love this one a lot. And then I also wanted to mention really quick the Zinc It Over, which I talked about in my previous video. And this one too is a fantastic option for touch-ups throughout the day. You just, put it about an arm's length away and then spray it on. You can use it to set your makeup. And like I just mentioned, you can use it for touch-ups throughout the day and you don't disrupt your makeup at all. So these are the SPF products that I have got going on right now. I really love them all. I use them all. So if you want to ask me any questions about them, please feel free to ask how exactly I use them, scent, I don't know, any question you might have, I would be happy to answer. Them. So feel free to ask away. And if you have any specific recommendations on SPF that you think I should try, feel free to put those down below as well. And I think my next video might be an empties video because it's crazy, but my empties bag has gotten stuffed to the rim. So I think I'll be doing that next. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your support so much, and I will see you in that next one. Bye.